Hi, how's it going? Look, I want to explain this political ambiguity that I've had, sort of a political sensitized uh, derangement. Basically, I grew up San Francisco, very close to the Santa Cruz. They had what's called the Blue Badge. It was like status quo uh, in action. After World War II, they said, okay, this Holocaust happened. Let's figure out everywhere this infamous author went to, and maybe had real estate. And of course, that's Silicon Valley. That's where they put, like, undesirables. Okay, it was just people who were deviant or degenerative or whatever. I don't think it had anything to do with sexual preferences or racial preferences. But I've heard some people say that, but I think that's political deviation. I think that's just mental sort of political derangement. But I think it was sort of the status quo of people who were sort of bad behavior, who did undesirable things. And so in my picture, in my concept of the big world in the Cold War, it's sort of like Superman is part of this Cold War. Captain America, the skinny guy who takes a bunch of drugs to get all pumped up, and or someone who befriends an alien or something like that, so that it's really not real. Okay, or maybe some How I Met Your Mother and Virginia Tech shooting, or some sort of ambiguity, toxic ambiguities that we might sort of think are a good idea, like Charlie Chaplin making movies, and then the war is happening, and we'll just keep making movies because I hated those people anyways. They're the intelligent people who didn't care. Didn't care. That's the part. Smart people who were maybe prevented from caring because, convict state. That's what the frontier was always about, like putting sort of your criminals out there. This is why the American Revolution happened. One of the main reasons, because they were like saying, yeah, we're going to start unloading all of our sort of poor people on top of you, and they're going to sort of smoke all your tobacco or something insane like that. So Santa Cruz is like not just tobacco, but other smoke rings, and so yeah. So in my mind of the political sort of Cold War and warming hospitality, I kind of came up with this concept. Oh yeah, well, we'll send all of our undesirables to meet all their undesirables. We'll have this sort of, and this is like really deranged thought. The reality is that you have to send your most desirable people to meet other desirable people, and to accommodate that, to figure out who are the alienated ones and undo that alienation and accommodate that. But this is just, once you sort of start thinking that Blue Badge, that's normal to send undesirables to someplace, to the frontier, the convict colony, and this is where ideas are often coming from, through social media, through Silicon Valley, again, Santa Cruz, getting it straight so that you actually can say, no, we want desirable people like George Washington, not guys who, just because they have a bunch of big sisters, that they're able to be accepted by the Twilight video game saga, whatever deranged sort of technological singularities. Okay, sensitivity. That's why we try to work together to have the right people in the right place, and to make sure that they're happy, so that we don't waste precious energy and intention and stuff like that with undesirable realities. Instead, we want to form these most desirable realities. But this is I think you have to either give George Washington a quadruple scholarship, or just say, no, let's have a war. Let's just have hatred rule the day. There is no love. We don't love George Washington. We want slavery to go on. We want technology to struggle and to have this degenerative, you can put pornography on the internet if you didn't know that. This camera right here, you could actually sort of go there, and that's what you could do. You could, go race for to the bottom. Okay, you could eat cat food. Okay. Or you could organize love games where you really want to have things that are actually going to make people happy, that really can sort of realize the world peace that we need. Okay? That's what we need. And I'm asking, please,